Have you ever stopped to ask yourself who truly owns your mind? Is it really you, or have you unknowingly handed over control to everything and everyone around you? The truth is, most people don't even realize they're not in charge of their own thoughts. They react instead of deciding. They follow instead of leading. They absorb instead of questioning. And if you don't own your mind, someone else does. Right now, your thoughts are shaped by the news you consume, the social media you scroll through, the opinions of others, and the emotions that hijack your decisions. You think you're making independent choices, but are you? Or are you just following invisible commands programmed by years of conditioning? This is where everything changes. Today, you take back the driver's seat. Because ownership over your mind isn't just about thinking differently, it's about reclaiming your entire life. If you don't control your mind will control you. And when that happens, success, happiness, and freedom become distant dreams, always just out of reach. But here's the good news, your mind is the most powerful force you will ever have. It can be your greatest weapon or your biggest weakness. And the difference, it all comes down to ownership. In this speech, I will show you how to recognize who is controlling your mind right now, how to break free from that influence, and how to build the kind of mental strength that leads to real success. This is not about motivation, this is about transformation. The choice is yours. Will you take back control? Who controls your mind right now? Is it really you? Most people would immediately say yes. But let's dig deeper. How often do you act out of impulse, emotion, or pressure from others? How many times have you made decisions based on fear, doubt, or what society expects? You think you're in control, but are you really? The harsh truth is, most people are living on mental autopilot. They wake up, check their phones, consume information, react to their emotions, follow trends, and let outside forces dictate their reality. Their thoughts are not their own. Their beliefs are not chosen, they are inherited. And their actions, they are merely responses to the programming they've absorbed over time. If you don't own your mind, someone else does. Every time you let social media tell you what to think, every time fear stops you from taking action, every time you seek approval before making a decision, you're giving away control. The question you need to face today is simple. Do you want to keep living this way? Or are you ready to take back ownership over the one thing that determines everything, your mind? Your mind is either a weapon or weakness, depending on who's holding the trigger. A sharp blade in the right hands can be a tool of precision, a means to build, to create, to defend. But in the wrong hands, it's a danger, a weapon that can be turned against you. The same goes for your mind. If you control it, it will serve you. If you don't, it will destroy you. Your thoughts shape your beliefs shape your actions. And your actions create your reality. Everything starts with the mind. If you believe you're weak, you will act weak. If you believe you have no control, you will live at the mercy of your surroundings. But if you train your mind to be sharp, disciplined, and unshakable, nothing can stop you. Think about it, who benefits when you let doubt, fear, and hesitation run your life? Not you. But someone does. Someone profits when you feel insecure. Someone gains when you stay stagnant. Someone wins when you don't believe in yourself. The choice is clear. Either you sharpen your mind into a weapon of success, or you let it remain a weakness that others use against you. Which will it be? There are three silent hijackers of the mind: society, emotions, and external validation. Society has spent decades programming you to conform. From a young age, you're told what success looks like, what's acceptable, and what you should believe. The news, entertainment, and culture shape your worldview before you even have the chance to question it. You're not encouraged to think, you're encouraged to obey. Then there are emotions. When you let your feelings dictate your actions, you lose control. Fear keeps you stuck. Anger clouds your judgment. Comfort kills your ambition. Instead of making logical, disciplined decisions, you react. And reaction is a form of surrender. And finally, validation. The need for approval is one of the most dangerous traps in existence. When you seek permission to be great, you will never be great. When you wait for someone else to confirm your worth, you'll never feel worthy. And when your happiness depends on others' opinions, you'll always be a prisoner. Right now, your mind is being influenced by forces you don't even see. And if you don't wake up to spend your life living for someone else's agenda, the question is, are you ready to take back control? Every action you take is rooted in thoughts you're allowed to dominate your mind. Change your thoughts and you change your future. But if you don't take control, someone else will. Mental ownership is life ownership. If you don't control your thoughts, you'll never control your choices. And if you don't control your choices, your life will always be at the mercy of outside forces, circumstances, opinions, trends, and emotions. Look at the most successful people in the world. What do they all have in common? It's not luck. It's not talent. It's not even resources. It's mental control. They have mastered their focus and their emotions. They decide what enters their mind and what gets rejected. They are not swayed by distractions, fears, or the need for approval. They own their mindset, and because of that, they own their destiny. By the end of the speech, you will have the exact steps to reclaim full mental authority and build an unstoppable mindset. But here's a real challenge: will you just listen? Or will you take action? Because knowing the path means nothing unless you're willing to walk it. How often do you let fear, doubt, or outside opinions dictate your choices? How many times have you wanted to do something, start a business, take a risk, chase a dream, but back down because someone else's voice was louder than your own? Mental weakness isn't about intelligence. It's about control. It's about the ability to stand firm in your beliefs, your choices, and your actions no matter what's happening around you. Most people don't realize it, but they are not in control of their own minds. Their thoughts are shaped by what they see, what they hear, and what they are told. They follow instead of leading. They hesitate instead of acting. They submit instead of standing strong. A weak mind follows. A weak mind hesitates. A weak mind submits. And the cost? Regret? Failure. A life spent at the mercy of circumstance shaping it, because if you don't take control of your own mind, someone else will. And they won't use it for your benefit. They will use it to serve their agenda. This isn't about intelligence. It's about discipline. It's about the ability to choose your own path, block out the noise, and move forward with strength. The question is, are you in control? Or have you handed over the keys to your own mind without even realizing it? Your mind is like a garden. If you don't tend to it, weeds will take over. And those weeds, they start growing early. From the moment you're born, you are being conditioned. As a child, you're told what to believe, what to think, and how to behave. You're taught to follow rules, not question them. To seek approval, not challenge authority. You're praised for obedience and punished for stepping out of line. Parents, teachers, and media don't do this out of malice. It's just how the system works. But make no mistake, it is a system. A system designed to create followers, not leaders. A system built to make people conform, not think for themselves. You are trained to fear failure, to avoid risk, to wait for permission before making a move. And over time, that conditioning becomes your reality. You don't even realize you're programmed because it feels normal. Then you grow up, and what happens? That same mindset follows you. You hesitate, you second guess yourself. You choose comfort over challenge. And before you know it, you're stuck in a cycle of waiting for the right time, waiting for approval, waiting for someone to tell you it's okay to take action. But here's the truth: no one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you control over your own mind. You have to take it. How do you know if you don't own your mind? The signs are everywhere. Look at your daily habits, your thought patterns, your actions. Do you constantly second guess yourself? Do you hesitate when faced with a decision, waiting for someone else to validate your choice? That's a symptom of mental weakness. Are you emotionally reactive? Do you let frustration, fear, or insecurity dictate what you do? A strong mind makes choices based on logic and discipline. A weak mind reacts impulsively, emotionally, and often regretfully. Do you crave comfort? Do you avoid struggle, difficulty, or pain? Growth only happens through challenge. And if you're running from discomfort, you're running from strength. Does fear control your actions? Do you hesitate, overthink, and as you're afraid of what might happen? A man who doesn't own his mind lets fear drive the car, always stopping him just short of his potential. And here's the worst part: this is how most people live: passive, controlled, afraid to stand alone. And they don't even see it happening. If you see yourself in these symptoms, you have two choices: stay the same or take back control. Because if you don't, your mind will continue to be controlled by forces you don't even recognize. Let me tell you a story. There was a man who had dreams, big ones. He had ideas, ambition, a vision for what his life could be. But he waited. He hesitated. He doubted himself. Every time he was about to take a risk, fear crept in. Every time he had an opportunity, he found an excuse. He listened to the voices that told him he wasn't ready, that he might fail, that it was better to play it safe. Years passed, then decades, and one day he woke up and realized his life was over. He had spent his best years waiting for the right time, but it never came, and that let fear dictate his choices. He had let hesitation steal his future. He had let outside opinions shape his life instead of taking control himself. And now, all he had left was regret. Mental weakness is the fastest way to waste a life. It keeps you stuck stagnant and living on someone else's terms. It robs you of control. And the longer you wait to take it back, the harder it becomes. If you don't take control of your mind, someone else will. And you won't like where they take you. The choice is yours to stay weak or reclaim your power. Because once you own your mind, you own your future. If you want to own your life, you must first own your thoughts. This isn't just some motivational phrase, it's the foundation of everything. Every action, every habit, every decision you make is dictated by one thing, your thoughts. You cannot expect to control your life if you cannot control your mind. Too many people live on mental autopilot. They let their thoughts run unchecked. They follow the same patterns, make the same mistakes, and wonder why nothing changes. Their thoughts are on repeat, spinning them in circles, keeping them stuck. But here's the truth, your mind is not designed to be passive. It's designed to be powerful. But like any tool, if you don't train it, it becomes weak and fragile. Your mind is like a muscle. If you don't lift the weights, it doesn't get stronger. It atrophies. The same goes for your thoughts. If you don't challenge them, if you don't sharpen them, they will hold you back. It's time to break free from autopilot. Mental ownership equals life ownership. And the first step, taking control of your thoughts. Once you master this, everything else falls into place. The next steps will show you exactly how to do it. Do you know what's running through your mind right now? We all have unconscious beliefs that control us without us even realizing it. These beliefs shape our actions, our habits, and ultimately our lives. And for most people, those beliefs are not empowering, they're limiting. You don't wake up successful. You build a mind that forces success to happen. So ask yourself, what beliefs do I hold about success, failure, and self-worth? Are they helping me or keeping me stuck? Think about it. How many times have you said things like, I'm not good enough? Or I'll start when I feel ready? These thoughts are toxic. They're the chains that hold you back. It's too late for me. This is one of the most dangerous beliefs you can hold. It's a self-imposed prison. And until you identify these limiting beliefs, they will continue to control you. Here's the challenge. Become aware of your thoughts. The moment you notice one of these harmful beliefs, stop it in its tracks. Question it, challenge it. Don't just accept it as truth. Once you see the change, you can break them. Your mind is a fortress. You must decide what enters. Mental clutter is anything that weakens your mind. It's the negative influences, the useless information, and the distractions that do nothing but drain your energy and focus. Who are you listening to? Are you surrounding yourself with negative people who bring you down? Or with people who inspire and challenge you to grow? If it's the former, it's time to cut them out. How much time are you wasting on distractions that add no value? Social media, mindless entertainment, endless scrolling through news feeds, it's all junk. It feeds your insecurities, it fuels comparison, and it distracts you from what really matters. Start paying attention to what's entering your mind. Eliminate toxic people. Stop allowing fear-driven news, gossip, and pointless entertainment into your mental space. Instead, seek out material that challenges you, motivates you, builds your confidence. Your mind is a fortress, only allow in what strengthens it. Mental discipline is not something you're born with. It's something you build. The world will test you. Life will throw challenges your way. But when you have mental discipline, you don't break, you don't crumble under pressure. Here's the formula for mental toughness. Control your emotional reactions. Stop letting fear, frustration, or anxiety dictate your behavior. Don't react impulsively, respond with purpose and logic. Question everything. Don't accept thoughts as truth without scrutiny. Ask yourself, is this thought helping me? Is this belief leading me towards success? If the answer is no, let it go. Seek discomfort. Growth happens when you step outside your comfort zone. Train your mind to embrace challenges instead of avoiding them. The more discomfort you face, the stronger you become. Every day, choose one hard thing to do. It could be something small, making that difficult phone call, pushing yourself to work out when you're tired, speaking up when you'd rather stay quiet. Whatever it is, commit to it. Every time doubt creeps in, challenge it instead of submitting. Mental strength isn't about being fearless. It's about acting despite fear. It's about moving forward even when you feel like quitting. Most people fail at mindset shifts because they focus on motivation instead of mental rewiring. Motivation is temporary. What you need is mental rewiring. To build an unshakable mind, you need to reprogram your beliefs. The three core pillars of this transformation are self-belief. Without it, you will always second-guess yourself. Build a foundation where doubt has no place. Believe in your ability to figure things out even when things are tough. Resilience. Every setback is an opportunity to grow. When life knocks you down, you get up stronger. Turn every failure into fuel for your next move. Conviction, trust your decisions. Stop seeking approval. Learn to make decisions confidently and stick with them, knowing they align with your goals. Now is the time to make a decision. Will you let your mind control you, or will you take control? Will you train your mind to be strong, or will you let it remain weak? You are always training your mind either to be strong or to be weak. Choose wisely. Let me tell you something, if you can't control your emotions, you'll never control your destiny. Mental fortitude is the bedrock of success. It's the difference between those who rise and those who fall. Without it, you are at the mercy of every external force. You let fear dictate your choices. You let doubt control your actions. But the people who succeed, the real warriors, are the ones who remain focused, disciplined, and unshaken in the face of adversity. A weak mind is like an unlocked door. Anyone can walk in and steal what's inside. Opportunities pass you by. Fear takes root. Regret settles in. But when you develop mental fortitude, your mind becomes your fortress. Nothing gets in unless you allow it. Success isn't about intelligence. It's not about talent. It's not about luck. It's about resilience. The ability to endure the training, discomfort, and setbacks without losing focus. Let me tell you this is something anyone can build. Mental doesn't come naturally. It's something you develop through hard work, commitment, and consistency. To build a warrior's mind, you must train like one. You must be ready to face the world head on no matter what comes your way. It's not going to be easy, but that's where the power lies. Emotion is a tool, not a master. Most people live their lives controlled by their emotions. They react impulsively, angry, frustrated, afraid, and their decisions reflect that weakness. But mentally strong people, warriors, they don't react. They respond. They pause. They think. They act with purpose and discipline. You see, the Stoics understood that emotions are not meant to drive us. They are meant to be managed. A warrior does not let their feelings control them, they control their feelings. Here are 3 exercises that will help you do this. Pause before reacting. When something happens, don't just react. Take a moment, breathe. Slow down. Assess the situation. This is where strength lies, because in that pause you regain control. Detach from your emotions. Step back and look at your problems from the outside. You don't see them through a lens of fear or anger. View them logically. What's the real problem here? How do I solve it? Control what you can, ignore what you can't. Focus only on what's within your power. Stop wasting energy on things you can't change. Remember, discipline over feelings. Discipline over fears. Discipline over distractions. When you master your emotions, you unlock the power to change your life. In today's world, we are conditioned to seek instant gratification. Quick dopamine hits, easy comfort, immediate pleasure. But that's not the path to greatness. Greatness requires delayed gratification. Delayed gratification is the ability to trade short-term comfort for long-term success. It's about sacrificing what feels good now for what will pay off later. Most people can't handle it. They want results right now. They want the easy way out. And that's why they remain stuck. But if you want to be a warrior, you have to train your mind to delay that instant pleasure. It's uncomfortable, yes. It's challenging, absolutely, but it's in that discomfort where growth happens. Here's a training exercise for you. Pick one daily comfort, something you rely on for instant pleasure, like junk food, mindless social media scrolling, or entertainment, and eliminate it for a week. Watch what happens. Your mind will fight back. It will tell you just one more. You deserve it. But this is weakness trying to take control. Fight it. Win the battle. You are either training discipline or you are training weakness every single day. Choose wisely. Success demands suffering. Only the mentally strong can bear the weight. Imagine waking up every day with unshakable focus. Imagine knowing that nothing can break your spirit, no matter what life throws at you. That's the power of a warrior's mindset. And here's the truth. You don't build toughness by staying in your comfort zone. You build it by facing discomfort head on. A warrior trains in the tough conditions. Cold showers, hard workouts, rejection. These are the things that forge mental resilience. When you put your mind and body through intense pressure, you discover just how strong you are. Here's the deal, success doesn't come without struggle. If you never test your mind, you'll never know its strength. Pressure is necessary. It's a part of the process. Weak minds seek comfort. Strong minds seek challenge. Start by putting yourself through these challenges. Cold showers train your body to endure discomfort. Hard workouts push past your limits. When your mind says quit, keep going. Rejection challenges, practice hearing no and stay unshaken. The stronger the pressure, the stronger the mind. This is your training ground. You either embrace the struggle or you shrink from it. The choice is yours. A man who owns his mind is unstoppable. A man who owns his mind is free. True mental ownership is not about simply thinking positive thoughts. It's about dominating your mind, mastering your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. It's about taking complete control of what happens inside your head so that you can control what happens outside of it. Your mind is the captain of your ship. If you take the wheel, you decide where you go. If you let life control your mind, then you let life dictate your path. A man who owns his mind is unshaken by the opinions of others. His self-worth isn't dictated by validation from outside sources. He knows who he is. A man who owns his mind is unbreakable under pressure. Setbacks and challenges don't control him, they fuel him. A man who owns his mind is fully in control of his emotions. Anger, fear, and doubt may arise, but they do not dictate his actions. He decides how to react, when to act, and what to do in a situation. The question is, will you rise into this level of power? Or will you continue to let life dictate your path? When you own your thoughts, you own your actions. When you own your actions, you own your results. Mastery starts within. It starts by taking responsibility for your mind, your emotions, and your decisions. It's time to stop blaming circumstances, people, or luck for where you are in life. You control your fate. There are 4 pillars to building an unshakable mindset, 1 bit of responsibility. Never blame anyone or anything else for your situation. You are the creator of your life. Own your decisions, your mistakes, and your actions. Adapt, solve, and move forward. Emotional control. Never react impulsively to what life throws at you. Instead, take a breath, step back, and respond with clarity. Emotions are a tool, not a master. You control them. Decisive action. Don't hesitate. Don't overthink. Execute. If you want change, you must act now, not later. The world rewards action. Unshakable self-belief. Never doubt yourself. Doubt only serves to weaken you. Believe in your ability to learn, to grow, and to overcome. Each failure is just a step toward refining yourself into the person you need to be. A man who controls his inner world dominates the outer world. Let me be blunt with you. Most people will hear these words and nothing will change. They'll feel inspired for a moment, but they won't take action. They'll let fear, doubt, and distractions win. So let me ask you this, will you be the man who listens and stays the same? Or will you be the man who decides right now to take full control? From this moment forward, no more excuses, no more distractions, no more weakness. It's time to own your mind. It's time to own your life. Will you rise up and take control of your thoughts, your actions, and your destiny? Will you finally stop waiting for change to happen and start creating it? The choice is yours. You either step up or you stay stagnant. You either take control or you let life continue to dictate your fate. But make no mistake, this is your defining moment. If you're ready to own your life, start right now. Decide that no one, no force, no person, no circumstance is going to take control of your mind again. Now go and own your life. You've been on a journey from mental weakness to mental strength. At the start, you were unaware, living on autopilot. Your thoughts, emotions, and decisions were not under your control. External force, society, fear, distractions dictated the course of your life. You always followed blindly, reacting to whatever life threw your way. Then something shifted. You began to realize that the way you were living wasn't serving you. You saw how your mind was being controlled by things you didn't even notice. You began to break free. You started questioning your beliefs, confronting your fears, and taking control of your thoughts. And now, here you are, standing at the edge of something powerful. You've learned the steps to build mental fortitude. You've learned the tools to reprogram your mind. You've learned how to master your emotions, take decisive action, and push through challenges. But the question remains, will you use these tools? Will you own your mind, or will you let it slip away again? Will you make the choice to stay in control? Own your mind and you own your life. What will you do with this knowledge? Will you take control, or will you let life continue to control you? Your mind is the engine of your life. Everything you experience starts there. You have the power to fuel it with strength, focus, and purpose. But if you allow it to be overwhelmed with negativity, fear, and distractions, you will never reach your destination. You won't even know where you're going. This isn't just about motivation. Motivation is temporary. This is about commitment. Commitment to yourself, commitment to owning your mind and your future. Because only those who are truly committed will rise. Most people, when faced with the challenges of controlling their thoughts, will fall back into old habits. They'll go back to being passive, reacting instead of acting. But not you. Not if you choose to rise. So what will you do? Will you let your mind drive you, or will you remain a passenger? Will you take control or stay controlled? The decision is yours. Every thought you allow in your mind shapes your reality. Every belief you hold, whether empowering or limiting, determines the direction of your life. Right now, you have a choice. Every excuse you make is a chain that keeps you trapped. Every moment of mental weakness is a decision you can refuse. Because here's the truth, if you don't take control of your mind, someone else will. The world is full of distractions, influences, and people trying to control your thoughts. The media, social media, peer pressure, these are forces that will fill your mind with doubt, fear, and insecurity if you let them. But you don't have to let them. You don't have to be a puppet to outside influences. You can be the master of your own mind. But the choice is yours. You can either rise, take full ownership of your thoughts, and shape your life according to your will. Or you can stay where you are, letting external forces control you. So what would be? Will you take control? Or will you let someone else do it for you? Will you own your mind, or will you remain a passenger in your own life? Remember, if you don't own your mind, then someone else will. And you may not like where they take you. The power is in your hands, don't waste it.